Come here. A little closer. We're working on the speed today. What's going on, guys? Getting a little chilly here in Florida. That's why we're wearing that jacket. But we're back to work on the speed, and what we got today is this over here. So what you're looking at here is two stages of extinguishers. One of them is gonna be for the cabin, so for me. The other one's gonna be from the engine bay, just in case shit happens. And shit does happen, so we gotta be prepared. So we're gonna go ahead and make some mounts here in the back. We're gonna make it look like nitrous bottles, of course, just to mess with people. They're gonna be sitting right there where the passenger seats used to go. So let's go ahead, bring out some tubing, start working on it. All right, so here's where we're gonna mount these two guys, right inside the cabin, right next to my seat. I got some tubing out, so it's gonna be some pretty simple mount. I'm gonna use that same seat mounting points to hold this thing up high, and yeah, go from there. I got my DOM tubing here. It's exactly 4 inches long. I'm gonna cut it down the center at 20 inch and put some bends on this thing. Alright, I got my two bars bent here with my handy dandy affordable bender. So I gotta fix some of the notches here to fit better, but this is pretty much what it's gonna look like. So it's gonna have a mounting point here and another one there. Okay, so here's the overall part, all welded up 100%. So what I'm gonna get to work on now are the mounts on the sides that bolt up to the floor, and then we'll see what we can do for the mounts here to, to attach the extinguishers. So let's go. Guys, both tanks installed, pretty solid. I can pretty much shake the entire car by holding onto them. That's pretty much what I wanted. I don't want any of these coming off in the event of an accident. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. They're accessible from my seat. In case I forget to pull the pins, I can just turn around and pull them out like that. So that's one of the reasons why they're not back there. So yeah, I'm gonna start running the lines now. All right, back to work on this thing. I started messing around with one of the lines. You can see it there. It's kind of using the holes already done in the chassis. I'm gonna run the other one through that hole, and then from there it goes where it needs to go. And that's pretty much what I'm going with. That clean looking line. I'm gonna do the same thing here. It's gonna come straight, go down, and meet with that one, and come across. And from here, you know, one is gonna go to the driver, and the other one is gonna go up through the firewall and into the engine bay. Pretty simple, right? Well, it takes a lot of trial and error, but I'm gonna show you how I do that. There we go, that's looking more like it. Now I'm gonna 3D print some brackets to hold those two like in place so they don't move apart. Same thing over here. And then I'm waiting for U-joints to extend that to whatever they gotta go. Yeah, not bad, looking pretty good so far. Alright, moving on to the front here. Here are the nozzles with the adapter. And I'm thinking I'm gonna have one here, something like that, pointing towards the engine. I'm gonna have this one with the T inside the cowl, poking right through that hole right there, right, just to get to this area right here in the back. And then I'm gonna have another one here, kind of like towards the turbo. So this one will get any sort of fire with the oil here that may turn, and then this one from here might catch any fire with the fuel. And then the back, obviously with the back, maybe the oil drain, I don't know, whatever. Shit can happen too. So I'm trying to get all this stuff covered with the fire extinguisher in case of any emergencies. And inside I still haven't figured it out, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the computer now and make some 3D printed brackets to hold these guys here. So it's gonna clamp onto this bar and clamp onto the line. And just like that, the pieces are printed. Got multiple of them here. Let me show you what that looks like. So here, as you can see, I got one mounted right there. It's clamped onto the bar, and it's got the nozzle pointing straight to the injectors over there, and the line is routed this way, turns inside the cowl into the T. I'm gonna have another one over here and the center one, which I'm gonna do next. And then also inside the car here, there's another piece I 3D printed, so you can see there. It's holding the line together. I got one there and another one on this end. I printed an extra one. I think I'm gonna add another one here, just because that alone adds a lot of rigidity to that bar, so they don't spray it apart. And I got the unions right there. I got them today, so I'm able now to keep going with the two lines there. But yeah, so far it's looking pretty clean. Alright guys, so that's pretty much the setup for the engine here, the engine bay. This stuff is pretty solid, not going anywhere, both sides. And I think what I'm going to do is, once the plastic cover is on over here, I'm just going to hold the edge to the plastic cover. If I do that over here on this side, if I just hold it with my hand here, it's got like a foam piece. It's got a foam piece right there. If you hold these too tight, I mean, the whole line is pretty steady, it's not going anywhere. I think that's what I'm gonna do once this thing is finalized there. I'll probably have to take it apart one more time, so that's why it's not finished. But then in here, I got my two nozzles set up. Got that one right there, pointing straight to my feet, and then another one inside the dash back there. You know, in case of any fire, they're usually, whenever you get fire inside the car, it's usually within the dash here, this area. It starts there, so your feet are one of the most important parts, because by the time it's too high, you gotta be already out of the car. So this is just to give you like a heads up, right? Spray it down on your feet, which is where the main fire is coming from, and then you can get the hell out of there. You don't want any of this stuff on your face, it's gonna blind you. You don't want any of that. So again, hopefully I never have to use this crap, but it's a good insurance to have. So those two are ready to go. You can see the T right in there. Now the line that goes from there to the two on that side is one for here, one for the engine bay. Those two I'm gonna leave out until I finish the dash, because the dash is gonna have to come out one more time. So that's gonna be my opportunity to go ahead and make those two lines. For now, they're fine like that. So I'm gonna move on now to the tanks here. We need the actual cable that we're gonna pull on, and find a mounting location. I'm thinking here, right on the seat. You know, I can reach it with my hand right here and just pull on it. Either there or somewhere here on the dash. I gotta figure that one out. All right, so I thought on the location for a little bit. Here it's not gonna work. I can get to it, but I don't know what I'm pulling, right? I got two, one for me, one for the engine bay. I don't know what I'm pulling on. And in an emergency, you're not turning around to look at crap. So I'm thinking here where the air vents used to go, I wanna have them both right on there. And they're gonna be labeled, you know, engine bay, cabin, and I can just, you know, pull on whichever one I need. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I got the piece right here, this guy. So one of this is gonna be blocked off with an aluminum plate in the back, and that's where the cables are gonna mount to. The reason I got all these little tabs taped up is because I'm gonna wrap this on carbon fiber, and you don't want any resin to get on those things. But yeah, so that's what it's gonna mount. I think that's it. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, this is where I'm gonna end the video. We got all this installed, like I mentioned before. Oh, look at these damn mirrors. I showed this on Instagram already. Billet aluminum. I just gotta get the little glass that goes there, all hollowed out for weight. It bolts down here and on the side over here, and then he uses a factory mounting location. So this piece right here, so it doesn't look all weird and, you know, like it was installed aftermarket. So it actually fits pretty good. It follows the contour here, so you can see. Very nice. Anyways, so like I mentioned, this inside over here, I gotta wait until I remove the dash again. The reason why is because we're going with a mil spec harness and a PDM. We're gonna get rid of all those relays and fuses. So that dash is gonna have to come out again, and then we're gonna have the final assembly. So that's when those two connections are there. One of them is gonna make it to the engine, the other one is gonna make it to the driver's side. But yeah, I mean, that's all looking pretty nice. Same thing over here in the engine bay, everything is ready. So the next video, we're gonna get this thing out on the road. The reason why I haven't driven it anymore is because I keep blowing the slave cylinder on the clutch. I don't know why. The first one, I believe it was because it sat for 3 years. Maybe all the seals inside got dry rotted and just blew it out. And then the second one, I changed the clutch line. The clutch line that goes from there to the clutch pedal, I changed it. I got one of those braided stainless steel lines, and I'm thinking it's too much pressure because it doesn't flex like the rubber hose, and that is causing it to also blow out. And I noticed, since I got that clutch master, is that the slave, in order to push that clutch, is like completely extended, like all the way out, and the pedal is all the way on the floor, like this. This is it fully extended right now. This how far it's gotta go in order to do any sort of pressure on that clutch. So I'm thinking that that also has to do with it. So with the help of a friend, I was able to get these little adapter machined, and what it does is that it moves the slave forward 1/2 inch. So instead of sitting all the way stretched like that, it's gonna sit like this, compressed like this before you press the pedal. So it only has to do this in order to move the clutch. So I'm thinking that's gonna help it. And I also gave it some angle, because I noticed that it's not the arm that the clutch pushes on, it moves like this. It's got a pivot point, so this point actually moves in as it gets pressed. So I also gave it some angle, so it's gonna press like dead on. So if that works, which I think it will, because I just test fitted it there, that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be a game changer. People don't gonna have to go to the Speed 6 slave anymore, because I actually bought one. It's right here, this guy, and the connection is not the same. The bolt pattern here is the same, but this uses a threaded connection, kind of like a brake line, and this one is a push in with a clip. So you're gonna have to get some custom line done, a whole deal. So I'm gonna try that and I'll report back to you, but that's gonna be on the next video. Everything else is ready. I can go ahead and just drive it. The tune is there, base map anyway. Yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one.